Bed of United support. We saw it in Sweden, in Gothenburg a year ago. It's Norway this time around as the Reds face Vaalerenga. It's been a rather cloudy, damp afternoon in Oslo, but fine conditions for this game. United wearing their new third kit, and even though it's Vaalerenga's home stadium, I think United are going to have the edge in terms of support.
Oh, well, in Norway in general, it's Manchester United area, isn't it? You find up in this place now, it's so pro-United. Well, the whole of Scandinavia is more than anything else. I mean, it must be delightful for them to see Manchester United there live in actual fact, because it's very expensive going from here to Old Trafford or somewhere like that to watch United.
That's the message from the players, and a pretty worthy message as well.
That should be in the world, not just football.
This will be United's last trip to the Ullevall Stadium because they're on the move, Vaalerenga. They're moving to a new stadium in September. And the two teams go through the formalities and the handshakes. Now, just a reminder of the team use. David De Gea, Valencia, Lingard have not made the trip. Mata starts for the first time since getting injured in Salt Lake City. Rashford leads the line, and Romero gets the nod in goal. Well, sorry for the break in pictures there, but thankfully back just in the nick of time for this friendly at the Ullevall Stadium. Vaalerenga against Manchester United. United playing in that new third kit. 4 wins and 1 defeat on tour in America. How are they going to get on here back in Europe? A game in Dublin to come against Sampdoria. But first of all, United facing Vaalerenga. We have the pictures. Apologies that we don't have a great deal of sound at the moment. It's still being worked on. I think it is coming back as if by magic. And there's our referee, Norwegian official, Sven Oddvar, about to get us underway. And even though it is Vaalerenga's home, an awful lot of Manchester United fans here today. So we're underway then in Oslo. Vaalerenga against Manchester United. Vaalerenga 7th in their league at the moment, right in the middle of their season, where of course United yet to get underway competitively, so perhaps they have the edge in terms of overall fitness. Darmian, who wasn't originally on the team sheet, but it was Fosu Mensah at right back. There is Darmian, playing in his preferred position of right back. I mean, he played a lot of pre-season at left back, played a lot of last season at left back, but of course originally signed as a right back.
Well, playing for his place, Stuart. I mean, there's a few players out there wanting to play the first game of the season. I'm sure Darmian's certainly one of them. I think probably that back four could be the start of the season, but we'll have to see how this lad Darmian does.
Carrick, the new United captain, to Blint. Carrick just stationed in front of the back four with Pogba and Fellaini pushed further on. Here is Paul Pogba, I thought was superb against Barcelona the other night in Washington.
He was fantastic, Stuart. Fantastic it was.
Certainly live in that company. Fellaini wins the ball back, then Mata through the middle. Mkhitaryan has a go. That's a decent early save, and the clearance completed by Tolos. It's all United in the early stages. Leo cutting through, Pogba having the second effort.
I think Mkhitaryan will be disappointed, Stuart, he's not done better. Amazingly, his control let him down his first touch. Not a good one. He gets a better first touch, I think he'd have scored probably. Well, when you look at the team from Norwich, Stuart, a lot of nerves there.
Well, United could have been off to an absolute flyer there, just over the top from Pogba. Mkhitaryan involved, two players who did well on the pre-season tour, but some start for United. Spoke to Paul Pogba, who on the tour, who said to me the fact that he had a full pre-season will be a big help for him. He didn't have one last year, of course, because he was just joining after the championships. The fact that he's had a full pre-season will help him.
Well, which is, of course, it'll help him. He's got to know everybody very well. He's a top-class player. That's the great thing about him.
Eric Bailly. Look a bit vulnerable at the back, you have to say, as Tolos just nods it back to the goalkeeper, Kwasi, who's only just signed from Brøndby, so not sure how well he's really going to know his back four. The number one goalkeeper, Sandberg, on the bench tonight. They've got 12 subs, which could give us a headache in the second half. Rashford for United looked so dangerous on the tour, but there were just too many bodies there in the end, and Jonathan Tolos will clear. Now a counter-attack, maybe for Rosenborg, over to Holm. There's Aguirre in the centre of midfield, on loan from Manchester City, the 19-year-old Ghana midfielder, so he'll want to impress against United. Aguirre.
Well, it's a strange situation sending him in loan here, isn't it?
I honestly think he'll get plenty of game time, as Uklerod, the left back, unable to keep that in. He was appreciative of the ball, but the Norwegian international couldn't quite get there.
I think a little bit of rain didn't help him.
Yeah, it's kind of an English summertime evening in Oslo. Grey skies. David De Gea hasn't made this trip, so Sergio Romero belts it clear. There is Aguirre. Already a couple of nice touches actually already from Aguirre, and he makes the run through the middle. Michael Carrick tracked, and Romero did well there. Not an ideal ball back for the goalkeeper. Got to be confident with your feet.
Aguirre earlier there, Stuart, should have played the winger, and he didn't.
Here's Robert Lundstrom, the right back, very consistent for Vaalerenga. Pogba, Mkhitaryan, starting off on the left-hand side of this United side. Blint across to Eric Bailly. Such a shame Bailly's going to miss the Super Cup and the first Champions League group game. Seems a bit excessive, that ban for him. Bear in mind he already missed the Europa League final.
Well, you always think when it's a Manchester United player, they're always going to get punished more so than anybody else. That's been the history for a long time.
Fellaini. Lots of speculation in the press today and online about him possibly going to Galatasaray, but he's starting for United today. Carrick, who turned 36 a couple of days ago, Michael. Pogba just shanked that slightly, and it's through to Adam Kwasi in goal. Pogba had played more than 50 times for United last season. I think he got a bit of an unwarranted stick in some quarters. Thought he was terrific for United last year.
There'll always be somebody who'll look at the fee and think things should be better.
Magnus Levken to Zahid. Look forward to seeing Zahid, number 10 for Vaalerenga, is their best player. A lot of talk about him moving abroad. In fact, he was linked with City last winter time. And Levken. Ball on the wet surface just leaps off the grass.
Well, you look at that shoot, a normal dry day, that wouldn't have gone through at the goalkeeper.
Rashford made the run, playing in his, I suppose you have to say, his preferred position, directly through the middle today with Lukaku on the bench.
I'm just looking at him there, Stuart. The ball he got there, he wasn't too pleased. They turned around and he looked at Blint, and it wasn't a nice stare he gave him.
He gave him a hard stare. That's all that was needed. Here's Levken, will just sit in front of the back four. Jaeger. Duque wants the ball played in. Just see the run there of Zahid. 8 goals in 17 appearances, top scorer Zahid for Vaalerenga. It's like a couple of week summer break in Norway, but they're in the middle of their season. They've played 16 games in the Norwegian top flight, but they're not having a great campaign. They're down in 7th after 16 games. 6 wins, 5 draws, 5 defeats, but fully 12 points off the leaders Rosenborg. So they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to get anywhere near.
I just don't understand when you can get 2 weeks off midway through the season. How do you get fit again?
Instead of having a winter break, they're having a summer break. It's Rashford's. Well, you play a friendly like this, don't you, to keep yourself going. Fellaini. Work this well. Damian's ball in, just too much on it.
I was stretching for it, Stuart. And the wet surface taking it away from him.
Tell you, Damian, he got married over the summer.
You not got an invite?
Lost post. Jose was delighted with pretty much everything in the States, the facilities, the weather.
That was terrific, wasn't it? Even for us, it was terrific.
Happy with the football as well, mostly just losing the final game against Barca. It's back to Romero, signed a new contract whilst we were stateside. I wonder, is there a better backup keeper in European football than?
I don't think so. I was reading more about his wife in the paper than him and his wife delighted to stay. Rainy Manchester.
Well, I was interviewing him and he said his kids speak great English, far better than he does, but he's making a good effort with it. Mata just tumbles over. Good to see him back. He got a real nasty one against Real Salt Lake in just the second game of the tour, so he's a bit behind in pre-season.
Oh, he's a lad that likes to play all the time, Stuart. He's so keen to play. I suppose like the rest of them as well. Everybody wants to play.
Yeah, competition for place is intense.
Oh, getting an injury pre-season, Stuart, is a nightmare. A nightmare.
Rashford onto this over the top. Little shove there to the back of Jonathan Tolos.
Right in front of the referee.
3 goals on tour for Rashford. Nobody played more often for him than United last year. For United, 53 appearances he made. Rashford last year.
Yeah, there's a little push in the back, pretty obvious.
You see the referee blowing the whistle. This old stadium is the home of the Norwegian national team. Venue for the Norwegian Cup final, but it's no longer going to be Vaalerenga's home, because next month, or in early September rather, they're going to move to a new stadium in Oslo with a smaller capacity than the 28,000 you can get in here.
Soccer mud country. Crazy, isn't it?
You think of a city like Oslo, this is the only club from Oslo in the top flight, which is strange, isn't it? A major city like that.
How many skiers have they got here?
1 or 2.
Certainly not. Who was the one we saw earlier? Ex-players, not them.
Mkhitaryan. He had a difficult start to last season, didn't he? But I just wonder, is it going to be Mkhitaryan's season for United?
I think there's nothing better, Stuart. This is your second season rather than your first. It's easier for me, gets to know the people he's playing with.
Rashford there again. Mkhitaryan waits in the centre.
Just looking for a handball, you're not going to get it, son.
Tolos did quite well there, but Marcus just looking across to the linesman on the far side.
Thinking it's a handball, but friendly matches, they're not up to give penalties, are they?
Matters ball in, looking for Mkhitaryan. Was there a push?
Yes.
Free kick is given. Mkhitaryan, who got a couple of goals on tour. I think it was a push and offside, so it was two in one. Let's have a look at the handball. Well, he didn't know anything about it.
No, that's not a penalty, Stuart.
And if you don't think it's a penalty, Paddy,
I know,
it can't possibly be a penalty. Lots of possession for United, that really spending the game inside the Vaalerenga half.
Well, you keep the ball up long straight, you hope the other team tire, but they might not, because as you say, they're halfway through the season.
Carrick just controlling things for United. Jones, Blint in space on this left-hand side. Mkhitaryan slides it through towards Pogba, makes a bit of room for himself and wins a free kick in a terrific position.
Yeah, terrific position for Pogba to have a shot, isn't it?
Levken just brought him down. Poncho's on to keep out the rain in Oslo. I knew what he was doing there, the bearded midfielder Magnus Levken. Now Paul Pogba will fancy the look of this, but Juan Mata can take a mean free kick as well. You knew what happened last year. Basically, Paul Pogba would hit the woodwork time and time again. 9 times last season, Paul Pogba hit the woodwork. Good distance for him. He just bundles him into the referee, but the referee's happy now. Or would it be a dink from Mata, a left foot dink, or the right foot of Pogba? It is Pogba who takes it straight to the wall. Thought he was going to have a second chance there as well. He might. Pogba, great control, onto his left foot, the curler! He's hit the woodwork.
He's hit the woodwork,
just as I said. He always hits the woodwork.
I'm getting you to fill in my cook this weekend for the pool.
What an effort it was, and he's hit the woodwork once more. Paul Pogba. The Postmaster General, you could call him. Pogba against the woodwork. Great effort though. Great quick feet and the curling effort. Goalkeeper beaten. Not the post. Genuine world class. Pogba. Blint. Pogba almost got it through to Juan Mata, who was lurking. But now here's the counter-attack. Barely seen Eduque up front.
He's going to be a very difficult role for Eduque up front in his own, Stuart.
The main striker, Mohamed Abdellaoui, not involved today. I can only imagine he's got some sort of knock. They've got 12 subs. They've got everybody they can possibly think of on the bench. They're not him. Bit of respite here for Vaalerenga. Now Fellaini has it, bringing it clear. 15 minutes gone, it's been all United. Closest so far, the Pogba effort against the upright. Carrick. He passed that in control as well. Mata to Fellaini, being closed down, but just flips it over at Eduque.
Crowd loved that, didn't they?
Blintz. Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan stands this one up. Mata is coming in, but won back by Darmian, who's in quickly, and Yaga manages to clear. So Pogba, the man coming so close to giving United the lead here. Watch this footwork, superb, and then a left-footed curler.
Does he practice that, Stuart, hitting the woodwork? He's very good at it.
Happy for him to hit the woodwork as many times as he wants in pre-season, but when the season starts, Paul, come on. Fellaini. Mata. Away comes Robert Lundstrom. Struggling to get out at the moment, aren't they? Vaalerenga. Smashed forward. Eric Bailly just keeps an eye on that, gets it down to Jones. It's going to be very interesting to see which central defensive duo will start the season, because obviously you've got Victor Lindelof and Chris Smalling in the mix. Left camp.
Especially Stuart, with none of them injured, so hopefully that's... I'm not speaking too soon.
Pogba. Mata. Rashford makes the run, well cut out by Tolos. Can't help thinking a goal's coming though. Euclerod is away up the left. Fine. Might have done more. Not a pleasant evening at all in Oslo. I remember in Sweden a year ago when Zlatan made his debut and scored after what, 2 minutes was it?
Yeah.
Some good clearance from Bai. He had to be pretty watchful there, and now look at the space here. Mata has got Rashford through the middle. He's got Mkhitaryan joining the attack. Rashford, keeper thought about coming. Rashford gets to the line and wins the corner.
Yeah, defender just got that little impulsive touch that took it away from Rashford. It's amazing, the support, isn't it?
Oh,
amazing.
Incredible. Vaalerenga's home stadium, and there's an awful lot of people in Reading. So, Henrik Mkhitaryan in the rain in Oslo with this corner for United, who are turning into a big old team, United now. Towards Fellaini, not the most convincing of headers away, actually, by Tolos. Wide again. Mata must to create. But then hacked clear. Maybe a counter-attack on the cards now with Lundstrom. And Duque wants it played on the right, but it goes all the way to the other side. Zahid. Duque waits in the centre. Good skill from Zahid. He's got that in his locker, but just run out of road in the end. He's looking for Holm, but now the counter-attack. Mkhitaryan, so dangerous when he's got the ball at his feet when he's running through. It falls to Carrick. Mkhitaryan, Pogba. Oh, lovely flick by Mata, lets in Rashford, and the overworked captain, Jonathan Tolos, manages to get it back to the goalkeeper Kwasi.
A little bit quick, Stuart, the pass for Rashford. I think the wet surface didn't help.
Nevken to Lundstrom. Back to Kwasi, who's played in America with Portland Timbers and Rosenborg, but he is born in Oslo and now he's playing for an Oslo team. Fine. Well, you can see what he was thinking, but the ball wasn't good enough.
Yeah, just repeating myself by saying the wet surface carried it away from him.
Bart Fine was a big signing actually from German football, but he used to play for Vaalerenga's big rivals Brann, and made the mistake of saying, I wouldn't play for anybody in Norway apart from Brann, and here he is playing for Vaalerenga.
Nice. Very difficult to keep your mouth shut sometimes when it's football team, because there's great rivalry in the game.
United lost 3 trophies in his first season, or 2.5 as he calls it, calls the Community Shield a half, but he did that in his first season. What's he going to do in his second, I wonder?
Let's hope it's even better.
Aguirre. He looks
very confident on the ball, isn't he?
Yeah. Maybe just Vaalerenga growing in a bit of confidence after... that's offside, isn't it? After a start of the game, the first 20 minutes, which has belonged to United in terms of possession. A couple of terrific former United players used to play for Vaalerenga. Ronny Johnsen and Henning Berg both played for Vaalerenga.
Two terrific defenders.
Fellaini. Mata. Jones. Blint. Pogba. It's like a training session this for United. Pass and move. Back to Mkhitaryan from Pogba. Miscued it.
Bit wild up, wasn't it?
Entitled to shoot. Yeah, entitled to shoot, I think.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Just got underneath it, Mkhitaryan, but also such a creative player. Referee doesn't quite know how to give that, but not the best kick anyway from Adam Kwasi. A bit loose that from Mkhitaryan. He loses possession, but it's handed back to United. He's not quite good enough in possession at the moment, the home team.
Working hard all the same, Stuart.
Carrick, lovely pass that. Mkhitaryan. Run back by Geary. Now they're on the move. Duque again wants it played to the right, but instead it's played to the left. So for some reason they don't want to play it to directly Duque on the right.
Well, he picked the wrong one to give it to, didn't he?
I want to see exactly what happened here. Certainly don't want to see Henrik Mkhitaryan get a knock. A couple of injuries in pre-season for Herrera and Mata, but thankfully they're both involved today. But what happened here?
Knock of knees, Stuart. Was it knees? Yeah, he's hit his knee.
Painful. Went in there with Ernest Aguirre.
Oh, he should be all right.
Yeah, just a real painful knock.
Wait a minute. Don't. Wait a minute. Twice.
Steve McNally just looking to the bench. I think he's saying he's going to be, should be okay. Well, on this pre-season so far, the United putting 5 past LA Galaxy 5-2, squeezing past Real Salt Lake 2-1. Maybe the best performance in pre-season came against Manchester City 2-0. This is the closest that United have come. All the efforts from Pogba, that one flashing just over the top, and then this one coming even closer.
Oh dear, you can't get much closer than that. I'm just looking at our manager, Stuart. He didn't seem to be very happy there talking to the players, did he?
2 other games we had was 1-1 with Real Madrid, but United winning 2-1 in one of the worst penalty shootouts in the history of football, and then ending with a narrow defeat to Barcelona in Washington, or in Maryland. So he's back with us, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Try and run it off, hopefully. Tolos. During. Jaeger brings it forward. N.I. Jaeger. You can see Zahid there desperately trying to get involved. He usually plays a little bit further forward than that, but he's been starved of possession, Zahid. Tolos, the best defender I think in this team. Jones, Carrick.
He's going to break on now.
Pogba. Rashford had made the run on the shoulder of the last defender. Mkhitaryan. Carrick, cross to Fellaini. Darmian. Mata. Manager saying before the game that he's going to change his shape in the second half. 3 at the back. Give some younger players a chance as well.
Well, they've got every player there, Stuart. Every player's back for them.
Mata. Wonderful pass that to Blint. Brings it down. He was looking for Rashford, who turns away in frustration. What a ball that was from
Mata. It was a fantastic ball. Great run by Blint, but you look how crowded the penalty area is, Stuart. We're working hard to keep United out.
Jones. Pogba. He's gone for the return and created a bit of space. He's looking for Rashford through the middle. Good defending in the end from Jaeger. Pogba again, he's everywhere. Makes room for the shot, the curler, and dealt with comfortably by Kwasi.
I think maybe might have been hoping that would come off the surface, but it didn't. So I'd enjoyed a little bit of skill, a little turn. I'd like to have seen it hit the surface first.
Very much United's go-to guy for a bit of sort of inspiration, Pogba.
It's only going to get better, sure.
Yeah, I think so.
It's only going to get better.
Carrick, well, hopefully he'll be here for the best years of his career. Mkhitaryan. Mata shoots, and that's straight at Jaeger. But it's, I mean, you've got to feel a bit sorry for Eduque up front there, because it was just him there's nobody within 20 yards of him in blue shirt.
Maybe he's expected that.
Pogba. Mata makes the run. And finds Blint. Mata. Wonder if Mata might end up playing a full 90. He's a bit short in pre-season, we'll see. So United moving it left and right, trying to make space and create a chance. Quite difficult when there's an absolute wall of blue shirts in front of you. Darmian picked out Pogba. He's got Blind on the overlap. He goes infield to Mkhitaryan, slaloming run. One back towards Rashford, who shoots.
Didn't get enough bend in it. I think he's hoping for a little bit of a better bend on it. But it makes it very difficult for United. You get so many defenders crowding in that penalty area. It's very difficult to get that little bit of space that you need. Not far enough.
United's pre-season comes to an end Wednesday night in Dublin, the Aviva Stadium against Sampdoria. I think I'll probably be right in thinking there'll be slightly more United fans there than Sampdoria.
Oh dear me.
It's been a good while since United were in Dublin and played the League of Ireland Select 11 back in 2010, I think it was. Phenomenal support, I'll never forget it, because a fan joined me and Paddy uninvited into the commentary position, just having a chat with Paddy halfway through the game. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there was more than one of them. We need a goal here, Stuart.
Tolos to Robert Lundstrom. Uklerod. Possession from Vaalerenga, but you're not totally sure they can really do much with it when it comes towards the final third. Let's see it, whether that'll change now. Zahid with the through ball, but Romero off his line quickly. The rain continues to fall in Oslo. Lundstrom. Tolos. He's a good player, actually, Tolos, but he's had loads of injuries in his career. Lundstrom. Aguirre loses out to Pogba. I think Blind might just have won that.
Yeah, he has.
That's right. Half an hour gone, 0-0. United finding it quite hard to create clear-cut opportunities here. Pogba the likeliest.
Yeah, it's because of the work rate of the Vaalerenga team.
Loose from Benny Blint. Vaalerenga, who haven't won the title since 2005, but Ronnie Dyler is going to have to go some to put that right this year, because they're a long way behind Rosenborg. Ronnie Dyler, who had a couple of seasons with Celtic, won the SPL, well, that's a given really, but it was in Europe where they really struggled.
Yeah.
I think the final straw really was a cup semi-final defeat against Rangers, who at that point were in a a lower league. Here's Tolos. Booms it forward. Jones keeps his eye on it. And that just drifts out for 3. You're right, it needs a goal now, doesn't it, this game? United were last here in 2012. Don't want to put the mockers on it, but it was 0-0. Here's Jaeger. Levkin. Tolos has probably had more touches of the ball than any other player for Vaalerenga. Back to Adam Larsson, Quasi. Comes Jaeger, as in bomb. Back to Fine. Levkin. Possession. Nagiri. Good challenge at this from Pogba, and he gets United moving. Mkhitaryan undone there by Lundstrom, did well at right back.
I just think that shows you the difference in the season when someone's played so many games in the season, the other one hasn't. Just a little bit quicker than Mkhitaryan there.
Enai Jaeger, again, the Estonia international, more than 100 caps for his country. Jaeger. Fine. Nagiri. Foot in again by Pogba, who's absolutely everywhere for United.
Oh, stopped there. Did you think it was offside, Rashford, I wonder?
He just had to start the run, then stopped it. Yeah. By then, of course, it was too late. Back to Quasi. Tolos. Lundstrom. United should get this back, but strong work by Daniel Holm there. He's getting his shirt pulled by Daley Blind. Referee says that's a free kick. And they get on with it quickly. That's good forceful play by Phil Jones.
Not a great deal of width there, Stuart. That was a problem for him.
Pogba. Taking about 3 to stop him. And the referee waves him up. Linesman over there as well, who's very close to that, suggested it wasn't a free kick.
I think he's got it right, the referee, isn't it? Look how crowded it is back there, Stuart. You've got every one of their players there.
Jaeger happy to let that go out of play for the goal kick for Vaalerenga.
It's good play by the defender.
Well, even though they're in 7th place in the league, it's worth pointing out that they are actually 8 games unbeaten. Vaalerenga, 4 wins and 4 draws. Their last defeat coming in May. So they're a side not used to losing of late, but haven't won enough games this season. Drops for Mkhitaryan again. You want him having a run at the defence, but just first touch let him down. Lundstrom to Holm. Jones under a bit of pressure there from Ejuke. It's becoming the sort of game where a Mexican wave might start any minute.
Always offside.
It's a late flag, wasn't it? Rashford would have been dashing through the middle there. too wet for a Mexican wave, I think. Oh, he's not off.
Oh, he wasn't. I thought he was off, but he wasn't there when the pass was made originally, was it?
A lovely ball inside to Rashford, who was on the run there as well. There'd be no catching him. So I think we got that wrong, actually. Linesman on the far side. Here's Zahid. Levken with a precise through ball, but not a good enough pass. And now Pogba gets his head up and gets moving. And running from deep is Mkhitaryan. Now, I'm not so sure he was off, you know. I think Marcus might have been. I'm not so certain Mkhitaryan was. The linesman thought he was, because he was running from deep there, the Armenian.
I think they may have got it right, the linesman. I'm not sure, Stuart, like you either. It's just see the line here.
So Marcus is off, but not so certain about that.
No, not a lot in that, was there?
Blint. So he's gone off through to Mata. Play on, says the referee. Space here for Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan. Blint with the flick.
Just a pity he wasn't facing that ball coming in.
Painful lower back here for Rashford.
That's a great goal, isn't it? Just a little flick doesn't come off for him. Just didn't get enough on it. Well, let's hope Rashford's all right. There's a little whack in the back with the looks of it.
Richard Merrin just checking he's okay. Pre-season, of course, there's no point in taking any unnecessary gambles, I guess.
They wouldn't want to go off. That's the challenge. Just a bang right in the centre of his back. He should be all right, Stuart.
Pretty muscular challenge from Jaeger. Doesn't look comfortable. Crowd desperate for him to continue. Jose will be desperate not to be injured. Not moving with any great freedom, you have to say. So at the moment, United have 10.
You'd like Rashford to come straight back on, wouldn't you?
Tolos.
The referee's just waved him on, Stuart. He's all right. Crowd pleased that he's get back on as well.
Warm applause for the England striker. Fellaini in a tussle there with Magnus Levken. Well, United would love to get one before half-time. Half-time is when it all goes haywire in terms of changes for both teams.
Well, we've got the paper and pen ready, haven't we?
Back to Romero, who hasn't had a huge amount to do, is he, Sergio Romero? I wonder if Joel Pereira will get a kick in the second half. He might do. The manager's name-checked Axel as a possibility of coming on. Maybe Demi Mitchell. Great experience for those lads being on the tour. Final 5 of the first half. The key thing at the back in a game like this is to concentrate, because you've got nothing to do for long spells.
You've always got to be alert.
It's headed back by Tolos. Thumped clear by Jaeger. Tracking back the Duque. Duclerot. Just can't get anywhere in the final third, can they, Vaalerenga? Well, keep that in. Blint wasn't a favourite. Cross comes Holm, playing on his 32nd birthday, the Norwegian wide player. It's Jones. Romero.
A bit scrappy, United, Stuart.
Yeah, lots of possession for United, but certainly the last 15-20 minutes have been a little bit scrappy. Missing an end product, but Rashford nips in quickly, so alert. Looking to make space here. Takes on Tolos. But the defender stuck to his task very, very well there. But United still have it now with Mkhitaryan. And here's Mata. Good block. Zaid. Held off Karen. Yeah, looks a good player. Fine. Duclerot. Where is that going to drop? Mkhitaryan to Pogba.
That play by Mkhitaryan there. Cool under pressure.
Mata. No one's going to tackle him. In the end, he went for the chip.
He did go for the chip, but too many defenders back.
Last couple of minutes of the half. Pogba. That's a nice ball in. Good header away by Jaeger for the corner.
He's did well there again, Jaeger. Pogba the other side of him.
Corner kick right at the end of the half. Mkhitaryan will take. Fellaini, Pogba in there. Eric Bailly. It's in towards Eric Bailly, actually. Flicks it on. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. Well booted away by Tolos. He's done well so far. Mkhitaryan in again. Fellaini coming in. Deflected in off the defender. And United score right at the end of the first half. Fellaini with the downward header. Took a deflection. And after all that possession and pressure, United finally lead.
Oh, it's a great ball in, Stu, you've got to say. Asking for somebody to get their head to it. But unfortunately for Vaalerenga, it hit one of their players. I'm not sure the goalie would have saved it anyway. There was plenty of power behind the header. Would the goalie have saved it? Might have. It's unfortunate, the goalkeeper and the defender. He doesn't know it's hit him, does he? Tries to get out of the way.
Off the shoulder of Jonathan Tolos, who's done pretty well actually in the game. Oh, we needed that.
Yes, we did. You've got to give them credit, sure, they played very well the first half. He's threw himself down there. No wonder you're amazed, Paul, so am I. It wasn't going out. Paul Pogba was going to get the end of it. Oh,
he looks a bit surprised, Paul Pogba.
The only one.
Into stoppage time. You'd never play much, do you, in friendlies? Back to Romero. Fellaini. Half-time. United took a while to get the goal, but eventually Marouane Fellaini's header took a little deflection off Jonathan Tolos in the final minute of the half, and United lead after a great ball in from Mkhitaryan. Fellaini did the rest. Lots of possession and pressure from Manchester United. Couldn't find the breakthrough until late on, and at half-time, Vaalerenga 0, United 1.